going to play with the incredible sweater machine. I have mine set up here. It is a double wide. Let's get started. I am doing my best to remember how to set up the Bond Ultimate Sweater Machine. We're going to start with reading the green chart and choosing the correct key plate for the stitch size on the label of my yarn. So, this is what the label says. Now I'm going to check the green chart. As you can see, this says needle size 6. And on that magic green chart, it says for needle size 6, you use key plate number 2. So we are going to start with key plate number 2. I'm going to start by marking my board. So I know that I need 20 left, 20 right for this tension swatch. So it's 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. This is just painter's tape. It won't make a hill of beans difference in the actual working of the machine. The decided project is supposed to be an infinity scarf, but I want to make sure that I have an accurate reading. So we're going to do a tension swatch. Okay, all the latches are open. I'm going to use this cast on comb that has been previously enjoyed. It is unfortunately not as wide as it should be. So I have to make my sample just a little bit smaller. I have elastic thread here. I lay it on the open needles. Put a clip on it. Draw this over top. You put the green ones in behind. You can actually push this without everything moving. Transfer your green ones. Back that up. You want to have the elastic thread just inside the first little divot in the needles and just behind the latches. You then want to load yourself some waste yarn. Put it in the carriage. You want to make sure it's free flowing. Not sure why we're stuck, but we are. Everything's moving. Okay, that was just weird. Don't understand what's going on there. But because of that getting stuck, we did lose a needle. I'm going to have to try and get that back. Again, this is just waste yarn. Okay. I'm going to move everybody up just a little bit. I'm not sure why my yarn is getting caught. Going across carefully. Looks like all my stitches knit off, which is really good. My setup is not really conducive to what it needs to be. I'm just going to keep trying to get this to knit. I'm not quite sure what it's getting caught on. There's no reason for that catching. Doesn't appear to have knit off on this one. All right, and go one more time. No, not quite sure what's going on. Just gonna back it up. There's actually no reason for what it did. Put my key plate back in. Push it down. Take a deep breath. Well, I can see what's happening. I'm going to back it up a third time. What's happening is that this top stitch or lead stitch is bouncing up. I'm going to go grab a claw weight from my other supply and we'll make that stop. Okay, I'm going to add an old school claw weight. Both ends. We'll see if this makes a hill of beans difference. So now we will start our tension swatch. I'm just going to drop that behind. One of the biggest things that you need to remember when working with the Ultimate Sweater machine is that the stitches are live unless you make them locked in. I'm going to do a double E wrap to make sure that this tension swatch is secure. That is done very simply with a loop on a stitch. Put the loop behind the latch on the next one, and then in, on, and back. That's how it works. Make sure the latch is open. This infinity scarf project is going to be done with a tuck. So I'm going to pause before I go any further. And I'm going to figure out a tuck pattern that I want to use. And I will show you how I transcribe tuck onto my USM using my children's school supplies. Okay, I want to make sure that everybody knits off when I go back. I tend to have a lot of crap around me, so I end up cleaning up a lot more than I should. If I kept things neat and tidy, I wouldn't have to go through this all the time. Alright, my row counter is set back to 000. I am knitting across one time. And we're just going to hope for the best here. Okay, I'm going to set up for the tuck and then we'll come back. So the tuck pattern I have chosen has a tuck 3 times 3 stitches every 6th stitch. So 1, 2, actually we'll start at center. So center is the first set of 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Both sides, highlight it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Highlight it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Highlight it. This is a scented marker from my kids' stuff. So if we're saying this one was center, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Second color goes in between. So exactly in the middle. So we should have 1, 2, this one. 1, 2, this one. 1, uh-oh. Looks like I screwed up here. I think I did. I'm going to wait with that for just a sec. 1, 2, this one. 1, 2, this one. 1, 2, this one. Okay, so I'm going to redo this side. I'll come back when that's done. So I have now fixed what I did. I just had to shift everything over. So for the first round, we will pull forward all of the ones I marked in blue, and they will stay forward for 3 rows. And then we will push them back and they will knit off. And we will do that 3 times. So this is going to be the rule of 3. At the same time that we're doing this, we are going to pay attention to our row count, and we will be doing a tension swatch at the same time. So here we go. We're going to work really, really hard to keep focus. We're going to do the first set in blue, knit 2 rows of contrast yarn, and then we will start knitting the ones in pink. So let's get started. So 3 times. 1, 2. Okay, got to watch that this doesn't climb up. Sometimes. Okay, so that's 3. We're now going to push back the ones that we put into tuck. We want to make sure that the rest of them are all aligned properly. Otherwise, we're going to keep struggling. Come back. You gotta watch that it doesn't grab, which it did, the nose of the carriage. This happens because of all the pressure from the tuck. So don't panic. Don't cry. This is just one of those things that the USM is known for. Go slow. You got this. Don't worry. Make sure there's no pressure on the yarn. Everything's lined up. Knit 3 rows. 1. Make sure they're lined up. There, it grabbed it again. I'm going to grab this claw weight, put it on there. 2. This one didn't knit off, so we're going to make sure it knits off. Okay. Line these all up. Going to double check to make sure I got 3 on there. 1, 2, 3. Pushing it back. Knitting across after we make sure everyone's lined up. Just like before. Okay, one more time. Blue. Oh, this one it fell off the machine. I'm going to correct it. Again, no pressure. Lining them up. Making sure I don't have any slack at the end. Okay, I'm going to have a little bit of an issue here because that didn't knit off. Backing it up. You see how this one didn't knit off? Okay, so I'm just going to ask it to knit off this time really nicely. All right, so that's one. Everything's pretty lined up, so I'm not going to worry. Two. Line everybody up again. Looking for lines up here. Okay, that's 3. At least I think it's 3. Yeah, that looks like 3. So now it goes down. Okay, we're going to knit across. And then we're going to do 2 rows of contrast. Okay, what's going on here? I think it's this one. So all that's happening right now is that every now and then one of these hooks is catching on the lip of my carriage, which happens with tuck. So don't go fast, don't panic, go slow. It'll all work out. Now, at the same time, we need to put in a contrast yarn. So I will grab my contrast yarn and add it to the carriage. So here I am, I'm just putting the contrast yarn in the carriage with my other yarn. Okay, we have the yarn in. This may or may not work properly. Lots to play with here. Okay, what I should do is now we're going to bring out all the pink ones. For 3 rows. Of course, it wrapped itself around everything. Hang on. One of these is back too far. Okay, so what happened here is because it legged up here, this one didn't get knit off. We're going to make sure it knits off. Okay. This one also didn't get knit off. So we'll make sure that one knits off. Never hurts to double check with the USM. When you think you've got it, chances are you don't. And you won't find out until you're all done that you didn't. Of course, I have put my clips somewhere. 1 second. Okay, so we're going to knit one more time across, and then we're going to disconnect the colored yarn. The contrast yarn. I'm going to line these up first. Contrast yarn. Okay, I already have a problem where these are not going to knit off properly. So I'll just do that. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. That one's good. Okay, we're looking good here, all things considered. I'm going to snip the contrast yarn now, and then we're going to continue knitting with just our main yarn. I'm going to tie this off because when we're done this tension swatch, we got to wash it. So we're all lined up. We did 2 rows with this contrast yarn. We are now going to do 15 rows in pattern, and then we will use some more contrast yarn to mark 11 left and 11 right, which is how we get our stitch count for a tension swatch. Okay, making sure I'm right. I am now going to reset my row counter. Okay, so I go across once more for the tuck. Oh, I already got a catch here. There we go. Come on. Who's catching? That one's caught. That one's caught. Okay. Make sure I don't have any tension on that. Okay, so I gotta re-knit this one because it got caught. This one got caught. And that one got caught. Okay, this one didn't knit off because it was caught there too. And this one didn't knit off because it was caught. This one didn't knit off. You see a theme here, eh? I think because of the complexity of this tuck, I'm going to add some more weights to this. Just because tuck likes a little more weight to it. So I'll be right back with some more triangle weights. Okay, we're going to see if this triangle weight might not help. One there. The thing about the USM is sometimes you need more weight, sometimes you need less. You never know until you try. All right, this was the 3rd stitch. So now we're going to push these back and line these up. Line them up a little better. Okay, probably going to have some issues, but we're going to try our best. Okay, so that one didn't knit off. Okay, so those ones did. I'm going to bring these ones out again. All right, so I'm going to do the pink 2 more times, and then we'll switch back to the blue, and then I'll come back. I am now starting the blue section again. I'm also on row 10 in 5 rows. I will be doing the 11 left and 11 right to mark for the stitches for the tension swatch. So here we go. Okay, so that was 1, 2. This is 3. And then we will push these back. We're at 13. This one is 14. If people haven't said it enough times, you are not a prison guard, you are a tour guide. And you have to be very, very careful that you don't push down the nose on these things, because otherwise you will get dropsy. Now I just gotta fix what I did here. There we go. All fixed. This extra weight is really helping. We're at 14. We're doing blue again. Three rows. And then we'll come back. Actually, it's one row, and then I have to mark those stitches that I keep talking about. So we're going to make sure that that's forward. Come on. So that's one. So now we're at row 15. Now we're going to mark the 11th stitch on either side. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You want to put a clip on those, so clip here, and find that other clip. There it is. Clip there. Okay, so we did 1. This is 2. Make sure this one knits off because it keeps not knitting off. Okay, so this is now 3. Push them back. Knit across. You'll see how I do not force it. I'm going to knit to row 30, and then I will put in 2 rows of contrast, and we'll come back. Here we go again. So now we are going to make sure that our yarn tail is being held properly. Now that I did that, make sure that everything is down, compressed. pulling up on the yarn, making sure that it's not under any extra pressure, which of course it's getting tangled on everything there. Just like last time, everything's kind of discombobulated where nothing knit off where it was supposed to. This one didn't knit. That one didn't knit. Okay. Got a pretty good idea. Knit back. Same idea. A little bit of pressure till it catches. And then you're the tour guide. Cut your contrast yarn. Pull it out of the way. Tie it off. Mark it. Pull that out. Taking a deep breath. Knitting across. Things are probably going to get caught. Looks pretty good. That one didn't knit properly at all. This one didn't knit. This one appears to have half-ass knit. Pardon my French. Okay, done, 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 done. Those are okay. Pushing that back. This one forward, back, bring that forward anyway. Okay. This is the last round of pink, and then we're going to do some more blue. Already caught on something. Alright, seeing as how we're being bad, see if this helps. I'm taking up the slack. Alright, so I managed to drop both the tucks on this side. I got to fix them before we continue. So now we start the blue. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, line them up again. Make sure this baby knits off. Okay. One. Two. 3. Okay, that comes forward, this goes back, this comes forward. These all go back. And I'm going to make sure that this one knits off as well. Back we go. for the best. That went pretty smooth. Okay, we're going to do the blue ones again. And then we're going to do a bind off, I think. I think we're pretty close. One, two. As you can see, this one didn't knit off again. Yet again, this lead one is caught on my carriage, which is one of the bad parts about this knitting machine, is that these love to get caught on that carriage. Okay, we're going to try this again. It catches again. I'm going to move this up so it pulls down. Okay, that's the third of those. Pushing that in. Unfortunately, this one got knit off when it wasn't supposed to, but the grand scheme is it really doesn't matter. It's so far down. Okay, so now we knit back, switch to pink. I think. Am I right? 1, 2. Nope. So I got to put these all back. Needed another row of blue. Okay. Double check my count here. 1, 2. Yep. Needed blue. Lining these up. Making this come forward. Put some pressure on it. One, just till it catches. 2, just till it catches. And see how that's going back. That one. Okay, these all go back into work. This one can come up. Remember not to push on the nose. You are a tour guide. Okay, we're now at row 46, 47, 48. So row 58, we can now start binding off, so we won't do any more patterning. We will just do some straight knitting and then we'll do a bind off. So now we'll just do some straight knitting. I'm going to make sure I have lots of weight here. These are mostly straight. And it's immediately starting to misbehave. 1, 2, 3, one more. As you can see, this end one did not knit again, and that one did not knit either again. So now what we're going to do is a exaggerated latch tool bind off. So grab yourself an old credit card, cut it off at the just before the name on the card. You'll have a perfect distance. You can take most of the weight off this. Put the card down. Put a loop in the hook. Okay, you're going to need a lot, so leave it loose in the loop, pull it back and let it rest against the credit card. This is the Diana Sullivan method, I believe. If it's not Diana Sullivan, then I will get the link for who does this. You will actually find this in the Meet Your Bond series as well. Okay. I'm now going to use the hook tool, and I am going to latch them all off, going all the way across. And take some more weight off. Take my clips off. And start in the loop. And that's how easy it is. I'm going to get a little closer and show you again. So we have the loop on the hook, loop on the needle, and you just pull it through. Okay, I'll come back when this is all done. Okay, so this is what the front looks like. Kind of boring. And this is what the showstopper back looks like. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in the wash, and then we'll see what happens after it's all washed. I'm also going to remove this here waste yarn. Some people would have you cut this elastic thread and I don't do that. So what I do is, this is the lead end, and do a couple. Okay, so it's all connected. Now you can leave a magic loop, which is an exaggerated loop on this end, or you just grab one of these ends here, like that, snip it, take this loop here, pull it, and your piece releases. Now you gather up this piece, these whopping 4 rows. Now you have this elastic cord that you can use for years. I have one cord that is 15 years old. So there you go. Put that on top of wherever you need it to be. We're now done with this length. We will be using the full length cast on rag next to do our project. After this comes out of the wash, we will find out how many stitches we have. Well, actually, how many inches we have over 20 stitches, and how many inches we have over 30 rows. I have 4.5 inches over 20 stitches and 3.5 inches over 30 rows. When we come back, we'll knit a scarf.